Welcome to my PMP videos. As a Scrum Master, I often get this question to know what's the difference between epic, feature, user story, and a task. Today we are going to discuss about that. An epic is a collection of a user story, which will not fit in one sprint. So that is the keyword. The story size is very big. You cannot finish it in one sprint. So that is what we call it as an epic. Feature and a user story words are used interchangeably. It depends upon the organization you work. And user story is something the user will notice when the change happens. That is, they can start using that functionality and it's visible to the end users. As we recalled in my previous videos, an user story is worked by more than one resource. If it's a sign up functionality or a login functionality, you need a front end developer, you need a back end developer, and you need a tester. So a functionality, it is a functionality that is visible to the end users and will be worked on by more than one resource. A task is a decomposition of user stories. Let's go by an example. Example, as an authorized user, I can run reports so that I can see financial state of the organization. So this looks like a user story, the statement, but then the financial state of the organization could be anything. It could be your P&L report. It could be your profit and loss report or the cash flow report. And it could be a transaction detail report. So this user story is at a very high level and this will not definitely fit in one sprint. So this is an example for your epic. There are certainly going to be more reports needed that can be done in one sprint. So we call this as an epic. And user story can be something like this. As an authorized user, I can run profit and loss report. As an authorized user, I can run a cash flow report. As an authorized user, I can run a transaction detailed report. So here at the end of the sprint, the user can definitely use the profit and loss report. He can extract them. And you know, the user story is usually worked on by more than one resource. In order to develop a P&L report, you need a database table. You need a user interface. You need a functional tester. And you need a performance testing to be done. So this is how we decompose the user story as a tasks. Developing it usually involves a programmer, tester, analyst, and the database designer. And here are some examples of tasks like create a new database table, create user interface, perform functional testing. So if we recollect in my previous videos, during the product backlog grooming meeting, we estimate the user stories. And during sprint planning meeting, we estimate by tasks because tasks are decomposition of user story. What if like you are not able to finish an user story in one sprint? Do you think we can extend the sprint? The answer is no. The sprint time frame is usually not changed. If you define it as between 1 to 4 weeks, it should still stay the same. And if you are not able to finish the user story, the flow is the unfinished story will go back to product backlog. And from the product backlog, we will again prioritize it with the product owner. So we will understand what is the business value that the story adds. We will discuss the lesson learned in the sprint retrospective meeting. Based on the priority of that unfinished story, we will again estimate the amount of time remaining to develop, and we will bring it from the product backlog to the sprint backlog and again decompose them into a tasks and assign the resource to perform each task. So here is the key. If your PMP question asks, can the sprint length be changed? The answer is definitely no. So the sprint length always remains intact. And you estimate the user story at the product backlog and you estimate the tasks at the sprint planning meeting. Hope you understand these differences. Thank you for watching.